Hi. So after restarting my machine, this problem still appears. Oh, actually it's gone. So we can just continue. So I was in the main storyboard, and I have my collection view here. And which contains the collection view cell. So I'm going to start by creating my collection view. So the way that I'm going to do that is, so I opened a file, like I did this kind of splitting the screen into two screens, and I'm going to go to my folder, which contains the view controller. I want to have this be responsible for this collection view. So from my main storyboard, I'm going to hold control and drag to my view controller file and release, and I'm going to name this variable photos collection view. So type UI collection view storage week. Okay. So I'm going to declare the method view is appearing, and I'm gonna add any code which I need to customize this collection view here. So I'm going to initialize my collection view. Oh, actually, I don't need to initialize it because the storyboard initializes it for me. So what I want to do first is create the layout, and I want to add this layout to the collection view. So I'll say photos collection view dot collection view layout equals make compositional layout. So I'm going to declare a function called make compositional layout, and it's going to return a UI collection view compositional layout. So here I'm just going to be using the initializer for creating a section, or for creating a compositional layout. So this is going to be, so like a section equals this UI collection view compositional layout class has a initializer. So here, compositional layout. collection. Yeah, this is my class, and you can read through this documentation, but I'm gonna skip to the section creating the layout. So this is the method I want. So it says creates a compositional layout object with a single section. So I'm just gonna create one section. So I'm gonna need this initializer. So section, and this takes NS collection layout section. So I'm gonna create this. So first, what I first need is an item. Which I'm gonna create using item size. So this is an NS collection layout size with width dimension, fractional width 1, height dimension, fractional height 1. So let's say I want each kind of item to occupy a third of the screen's width in both portrait and landscape mode. So I'm going to set the width dimension to be fractional width 1/3. And so if I want the height dimension to, so the height of the size to equal the width, let's say I want to have a square shape. I would probably set this to something like so let me check this. What is the bounds of a screen UI view controller? So I have an iPad application in landscape orientation. The view controller's view actual width is 1024, height 768 minus 20 minus 44, 704. So I want to get this size, 1024 by 704, and I'm using self.view.bounds for it, which returns 748 by 1024, which is wrong. But when I rotate the screen twice, current portrait, current, the view's bounds are correct, 1024, 704. The view was initialized like this. Self.view is view init with frame, UI screen, main screen application frame. View.background color is light gray color. Bounds were gotten like this. View init load. Bounds is some character strings and a string from CGRect. Self.view.bounds. Did rotate from interface orientation. UI interface orientation from interface orientation. Bounds is string from rect, self.view.bounds. So the question is, how can I get the correct views bounds in the very beginning? So your view controller subclass should override the method view will layout subviews. See also here. How do I get the size of a UI view from within the view controller? Inside view did load, frame view frame size dot width, view frame size dot height, with the device and landscape frame 748 1024, device and portrait frame 768 1004. In view.load, the frame may not have adjusted to all of the things that affects its final size, such as rotation, status bar, height changes, other views, etc. It's generally best to only create and set up your objects here. You can inspect the finalized frame and view all layout subviews. Okay. So when this method is called, the view controller's view has its correct size, and you can make necessary adjustments to subviews prior to the layout pass over the subviews. Swift view will layout subviews, and its log bounds is self.view.bounds. When a view is bound, then Objective-C alternative view will layout subviews, and its log bounds equals self.view.bounds. When a view's bounds change, the view adjusts the position of its subviews. Your view controller can override this method to make changes before the view lays out its subviews. The default implementation of this method does nothing. As you can see from the emphasized part, this method is called every time the view controller's view changes size, as well as when the view first appears. This lets you respond correctly to rotation and other bounds change events. So the question was, get the correct bounds of the view controller's view in an iPad application, landscape orientation, the view controller's view actual width is 1024 and height is 768 minus 20 minus 44, which is 704. So I want to get this 1024 by 704 size, and I'm using self.view.bounds for it. It returns 748 by 1024, which is wrong. So he wants the view's bounds to get them. He wants to get the correct view's bounds. Okay. Which would have been nice if he would have said like to do what with the correct size. So how to do this correctly? Your view controller should override view and layout subviews. When this method is called, the view controller's view has its correct size. You can make any adjustments. Okay. This method is called every time the view controller's view changes size and when the view first appears. This lets you respond to rotation and other bounds change events. I'm not going to read through the whole answer, but so I don't want to call the any layout logic in my app here. I don't want to make compositional layout from view will layout subviews. The reason being this gets called, like he said, multiple times every time the view controller's view changes size and when the view first appears. So what I really want to do is to just initialize this collection view with a layout once. That's basically what I want to do. Okay, so So calling view.bounds.width might not work here, simply because the bounds property won't be up to date by the time we call this method. So we need a different approach. Width dimension, fractional width 1/3, height dimension, fractional height 1. Okay. So let me refer to another project by Apple. So they have this modern collection views project, and they kind of show you how to set up different view controllers to get a different kind of layout. So it kind of teaches you the techniques of constructing compositional layouts for different kind of examples. So you have a 2-column view controller, you have a grid, you have a grid view controller with inset items, one for distinct sections, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna take a look at their grid view controller, see how they set that up. So I see here for the create layout, they have a collection layout size with a width dimension of fractional width 0.2 and a height dimension of fractional height 1. So what this will give us is kind of, since it's 0.2 fractional width with a fractional width of a group of 1, this will give us like 5 items per group. With a height of 1 and a height of a group with a fractional width 0.2. So they're kind of specifying the height dimension of the group size in terms of the fractional width. So I'm just gonna see what this description creates a dimension that's computed as a fraction of the width of the containing group. Okay, so if the group size has a width of 1, this means the height will be 0.2 of what? Of creates a dimension 0.2 of the width of the group. So the width takes up the width of the full screen, and the height is computed as a fraction of the width of the group, which means that this will give us a group whose height is 0.2 times the width. Right, so the group's size will always, the height will always be, will always have a height of 0.2 of the screen's width. And since the item size width is 0.2 0.2 of the screen's width, these two values are equal. Therefore, this will give us a layout with a grid with 5 squares, each having an equal width and height, which is what we want. So I'm gonna use that approach. It's pretty smart. So I'll go back to my photos displayer. So in here, let me double check, see what they put for the height dimension. I didn't quite get that. So for the height dimension, they put a fractional height of 1.0. Oh, I see. So since this fractional height creates a dimension that's computed as a fraction of the height of the containing group. So these dimensions are defining the size of the item in relation to the size of the group. So if I declare the item size having a fractional height of 1, then it's going to take up the whole height of its group. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this fractional height as 1, fractional width as a third, and I'm gonna create the item using this item size. So I think this is an NS collection layout item class with the layout size of item size. And so after we create the item, then we create the group. So I need a group size. I'll use this and its collection layout size, which has a width and a height dimension. So the group itself is going to be kind of it's going to have a fractional width of 1 here before I continue. So I'm just going to kind of try to show you visually what I'm making. So go to Figma and log in. So I'll just create a new design file and I'll name it Compositional Layout Demo. Okay, so 16 Pro. So I can add like a status bar. Okay. So it's just going to be a simple kind of collection view in the screen. Not really going to have much else for now. Basically what this is going to look like is I'm going to have the so this is my kind of collection view. This whole kind of, let me color this, give it a light kind of yellow color, or yellow. So my collection view, so compositional layout. It's gonna have a section which I'll color this. Try that again. So section black. This is my section, and my section is gonna have a group, which I'll make orange. So I'll do this. Sorry. This group. My group is gone, so I'll draw it again. Try to bring this forward, this here. So this is my group. Make it orange, and my group is gonna have some items, which I'm gonna color blue. So this is my item here. So that's item, item, item. So so back to the code. So I have a group size which has a fractional width of 1. That means that the group will actually kind of be sized to fit the whole screen. And the height dimension, I'm gonna use the approach I mentioned earlier, so I'm also gonna say fractional width of 1/3. So I want the group size height to be expressed in terms of the width of the screen. So so if it's 1/3 of the screen, that means the group's height will be 1/3 of its width. It's not going to be exact in this diagram just because I'm trying to show the layout, but you can see the group is should be 3 times almost as wide as its height. We'll get this configuration exact, like it'll appear correctly in the code once we run it. So this kind of height should be 1/3. 1/3, and this is 1, the width of the group. Okay, so then I'll declare my group, which is NS collection layout group. And I'm gonna say layout size, and this is gonna have NS collection layout size. Or sorry, so I already declared the size here, so this will be my group size. Okay. So now that I have my item within a group, so I can create the section. So this I should really be renaming to layout. So this is going to be the final layout which I return. So I'm going to have my section, which is NS collection layout section group. I'm going to use my group. And here I'm going to return my section. Or not return, but just use my section. And I'm going to return the layout. So this is going to create a collection view, compositional layout with items which look like squares. The best thing probably would be to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to declare my kind of data, which I'm going to I'm just going to do like an array of numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just to display like 3 rows of squares. And I'm gonna need a data source for my collection view. So this is gonna be my var data source, UI collection view, diffable data source. So this is the declaration for the collection view diffable data source, which I'll go to here. So this says it's the object used to manage data, provide cells for a collection view. Available on iOS 13, iPadOS 13, Mac OS, tvOS 13, and visionOS. So class, so it's a class called UI collection view diffable data source, and it's parameterized with 2 generic parameters. One is the section identifier type, and one is the item identifier type. So it says where section identifier type is hashable, sendable, and the item identifier type is both hashable and sendable. Okay, so again, you can read through this documentation if you're interested. But this is basically my section identifier type and my item identifier type. So I'm gonna kind of go with the approach that sort of Apple uses in their project. So I'm gonna declare an enumeration called section, and I'm gonna declare the sections I have. So I have just the main section, and for my section identifier type, I'm gonna put section. Notice that the data source, so I put my section, then there's the item identifier type. So section identifier type, item identifier type. Yep. So these are probably just, so I'll go back here. I think they're just placeholder names. I was gonna say type aliases, but they're not type aliases. Probably just placeholder names for the parameters that we initialize the diffable data source with. And we need to make sure whatever type we implement here in place of these two placeholders conform to hashable and sendable. Okay. So let's say placeholder names. So my item identifier is just going to be an integer because my data right now is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is an array of integers. The next thing I want to do is so I need to decide how I'm gonna create my individual cells in my collection view. So this is already pre-configured with a collection view cell. So I could probably just use this one, or I can create a cell programmatically in my code. For now, I think I'm just going to try to use the cell that comes with the storyboard. See if I can set this up this way. So to do that, okay, so I have my collection view cell. Collection view cell. Let's bring up the attributes inspector. So it's a UI collection view cell class. It has a reuse identifier. And some sizing parameters. So what I need to know or find out is maybe whether or not I need to register this cell manually. So I'll go here and say, do I need to register a collection view cell from Storyboard manually when I set up a compositional layout? So I'll just try to go through the articles quickly and come back. So I'll just pause and come back. Hi. So yeah, I think I figured out how to set up my collection view cell. So I'm gonna have a create a new file. and I'm gonna call this my cell for image. Okay, so I'm going to import UI kit, and this is my cell class, and it's going to have this image view property, which I'm going to go back to my main.storyboard and basically drop a UI image view into the collection view cell, and I'm gonna constrain it to the edges of the collection view cell, like so. So I just quick clicked here, basically put zeros everywhere and selected these 4 kind of lines and then added 4 constraints. So this is my image view. Maybe I can rename this to photo view. And so I said that I would basically go back to my split view here, go for my cell for image, and connect this photo view to my outlet which I created. So I'll put like control drag from the photo view, or actually from here, from the image view, maybe like this, or this. This hasn't worked, so I'll just delete this and put control drag from photo view here. So I'll say photo view, type UI image view, storage week. So connect. Like that. So now my photo view has a reference to the view controller. Photo image view. Okay, and then I'll go to my cell. So here again, I'll remove this just because I want to inspect something. So control, if I right click on photo view, it already has a reference to the view controller, so I didn't create this now when I added this outlet. So this right click just shows photo view reference to view controller. I'll say this, like insert here, insert outlet. Okay, and say photo view. Connect. So maybe if I go here, if I click the photo view, let me see the identity inspector. No attributes. Or no, I want to see the connections inspector. So photo view, view controller. So I think it should actually show here that I have the photo view connected as well to my photos displayer view controller. So maybe I'll try to see why it doesn't. My image view have a reference outlet to my collection view cell. So everything is done the way you would assume. I drag drop a collection view into a controller view. Connect the data source delegate, blah, blah, blah. Everything's done by book. So I want to connect a label inside my view controller inside my collection view cell to my view controller class. I use control drag to drop it and type it in its name. As soon as I hit connect, I get a red octagonal error. It says illegal configuration, hours per day outlet from the month cell view controller to the UI label is invalid. Outlets cannot be connected to repeating content. I need to connect this though because as each cell is created, it will have a different label. Please help me fix and use Swift. All advice appreciated, thanks. So this says you can't connect items inside UI collection view cell to view controller. Create a collection view cell subclass. Make the class of the cell to the subclass. Then you can connect the items inside the cell to the subclass, not the controller. I recommend you to look at more tutorials on UI collection view. You can't connect. Okay. So I don't have this error here, but maybe I forgot to set my controller class to cell for image. So if I right click here, it still says photo view to view controller. So if I go to my cell for image class, this kind of sort of appears empty. So I don't, so I can maybe check why does my IB outlet appear empty in my collection view subclass? Why is my collection view empty when I should have a bunch of reusable cells? Have the following code: final image view controller, UI view controller, UI image, number of sections, collection view, cell per item, week var, collection view. Okay. My cell, CV cell, IB outlet, week var, cell image view. Then in my storyboard, I've set up the image view tag to 3, the cell identifier, to CV image view. But when I run the project, the collection view is just all white and no items are showing. By the way, if you're wondering what the image on click is, it's just an array of the user's selected images. So this, you can find your class name in storyboard. It should look like this. And then what? Find your class name in storyboard. Okay, it doesn't really say what to do with it. So I'll go back. So this. IB outlet is nil, but it's connected in storyboard, so have a UI storyboard containing a singular custom UI view controller subclass. Okay, on it I have an IB outlet connection of type UI view from that controller to a UI view subclass on the storyboard. I also have some similar outlets for subviews of that view, see figure A. But at runtime, these properties are null, even though I have assured I've connected the outlets in Interface Builder. So figure A, maybe this view is nil, unexpectedly found nil while unwrapping an optional value here. Okay. Is it possible that because I'm using a subclass of a subclass, something messes up with the initialization? I'm not overriding any initializers. Awake from nib is not getting called for some reason. Maybe it doesn't connecting to subviews on subviews. I tried matching IB outlet and storyboard item types exactly instead of UI view, deleting property and outlet and re-add them. Figure A, figure B, obscured code in figure A is IB outlet, private var, annotation, options view. Figure A, and IB outlet, private var, arriving, leaving switch, UI segmented control. Thank you. Clear view is nil because it's not linked to the storyboard. See the circle on the left of the code with a hole that indicates it's not linked. In the screenshot, I can't see the declaration of annotation option view. Okay. How does the view controller get loaded? Show us the code that asks for it, or describe the segue that connects to it. Typically this happens because your view controller hasn't loaded its view hierarchy yet. A view controller only loads its view hierarchy when something sends it the view message. The system does this when it's time to actually put the view hierarchy on the screen, which happens after things like prepare for segue sender and view will appear have returned. Since your VC hasn't loaded its view hierarchy yet, your outlets are still nil. You could force the view controller to load its view hierarchy by saying _ equals self.view. Have you tried running product clean? Solved a very similar problem for me. product clean. Okay, first I have this, it's not on version, so I'll say add to source control. This here. So image. So if I do product clean, clean succeeded. Main storyboard. This says the photo view outlet from the view controller to the UI image view is invalid. Outlets cannot be connected to repeating content. Photo view outlet from the view controller to the UI image view is invalid. I'm not sure what this photo view outlet is. So if I right click, why does it have photo view like in camel case? Here. So So maybe I can do like a quick search. How does Xcode name outlets? Error in Xcode 6 view controller does not have an outlet named subview. I just got this error in one of my apps. After checking some other apps, the same error is happening. None of my IB outlets and IB actions are connected anymore. When I recreate the outlet by control dragging into the h.h file, the outlet still displays there. In Connections Inspector outlet saying view controller does not have an outlet named subview. Before today I didn't have this problem, so is it to do with Xcode 6? The view controller is referencing the correct class under Identity Inspector custom class. I've deleted the derived data folder, removed the reference to the .h file, cleaned the project, cleaned the build folder. None of this has worked. I can't progress until this issue is fixed. So I see he has a bunch of outlets, easy label, hard label, so they're all using this camel case kind of naming. I just reopened the project. My outlets no longer have the exclamation mark. Easy label that I disconnected. Didn't change anything, so I guess it's a bug in Xcode 6. This error came back. Exclamation marks next to each outlet. If I delete them, I can't re-add them, can't create new outlets. Issue keeps recurring. Can't stand this anymore. Any help would be appreciated. Okay, duplicate. Here's the trick. You can also see the link between the parent view and its custom class is broken, which is a huge problem. I had the exact same issue I'm working on. Actually, updating Xcode from 5.xxx to 6.1, the workaround that worked for me was to remove the reference of every view controller and re-add them to the project. Fortunately, in some cases mine, all the connections get lost when Xcode is closed. Here's the trick. Select both files, remove the reference, re-add the files, open the storyboard, eventually rebuild the project and smile. So he's saying select the HM view controller files, remove the reference re-add the files, open the storyboard, rebuild, and it should work. So this status of this file keeps changing. I just add it and then it goes back to kind of a question mark. So let me quit Xcode and relaunch. Photos display. Yeah, so I'm having these source control issues. There's a dash here, and then this kind of keeps getting lost. Yeah, when I double click, then it's there. Strange. This is still empty. So the guy said delete the references. Move to the trash. How can I remove the reference? Remove or delete reference. No. So I'll say how to delete just the reference of file Xcode. So I had removed my files from iOS a while back, thought they'd been completely deleted. After a long time, I created another class, which unfortunately had the same name as one of those that I had removed from the project. Long story short, project tried using the reference to the old file, so I went through Finder to delete the conflicting files. That solved the issue. Okay. This class is being referenced, and the files caused a warning, missing files. Now I can remove the old references to get this warning. Get rid of the warning. Same name. So the problem is remove the reference of a file. So he's getting the warning in Xcode, missing files. He wants to remove the old references to get rid of the warning. So it's probably not really helpful for me. I mean, this says true. He needs to remove the references and then created the files again as those might route through Xcode. Okay. It's probably not useful. Controller does not have subview. So let me pause and figure out what the problem is, and I'll be back. Hello, so I found this article which says that even if these outlets appear like blank, you don't see the dot inside, that doesn't mean the outlets and actions haven't been disconnected. It's possibly a bug. The user interface isn't drawing the screen to show outlet and connection dots. So I'll go back to my Xcode. So I'm in the storyboard, and here in the connections inspector. So I see that the collection view, my collection view, photos collection view, which is this, has a reference to the view controller here. So view controller, so the photos collection view has an outlet to the photos collection view. And view controller does not have an outlet named photo view. So view controller does not have an outlet named photos collection view, and view controller does not have an outlet named photo view. View controller does not have So I'm back in my view controller. Okay, so I'm back in my Xcode project, and I clicked on view controller here, and I see that there's two outlets, both which say they have like this exclamation mark here. Which, when I kind of hover over it, it says view controller does not have an outlet named photos collection view. View controller does not have an outlet named photo view. So this is possibly a bug. So I'm just going to remove these two. Now the view controller does not have any kind of referencing outlets. So first thing I want to do, I just want to make sure that my view controller this class is set to my photos zone here. My view controllers class is set to my photos displayer view controller, like that. Once this, so I have the class, now I'm gonna add the outlets again. So for my collection view, I'll just check. So this has no outlets at the moment. So I'll open this in the sidebar and go to the Photos Displayer View Controller, and I'll try to remove this and control drag from the collection view into the file and say Photos Collection View Connect. Okay, so now this circle appears filled, so I know it's connected correctly. So I'm gonna switch to the cell for image, and I'm gonna remove this code. This is my cell for image, and I just want to make sure that the class name, I have it right. So class is cell for image for this cell. So I'll rename this to photo cell. Okay, it's clearer. Photo cell. And cell for image. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll go to main and I'll just create the outlet from the file, from the storyboard to the file. So control drag from photo cell. So try that again. So control drag here. This isn't working. Photo cell. So just check my photo cell again. It's right here, photo cell. Class is cell for image. Has no outlets. So cell for image. Here. So I'm getting this. Okay, see, it went from exclamation to so I'll go to main and add this here. So go to displayer, cell for image, and just add the outlet like so. Still not working. Okay, let's check the time. Still have a bit more time. So I'll say can't connect outlet from storyboard to file. So unable to connect outlet from Storyboard to UI view subclass. I'm able to right click and drag from my custom UI view subclass to the Storyboard elements to connect them, but unable to do so the other way around. I believe this is an Xcode bug. Is there anything I can do to fix this? Already tried cleaning and restarting several times with no luck. So he has this view and then he's trying to connect it, but it's not working. This does not work. This works, right-clicking from Swift's files IB action to Storyboard. Okay. It's basic but easy to overlook. Make sure the view controller you're dragging the outlet to is labeled as the custom class you created. I'm already named the class to the class I created, so it's not a problem. So he says write the outlet in code, then control drag from the outlet to the UI element in the storyboard. We can try that. So we'll have an IB outlet here. We call it photo view. And then he says control drag from the outlet to the element in storyboard. So control. So I'm not clicking control. I can just drag and then to photo view. This works, so I think this is fine. So I'll close this file. Next issue, well, so I have these source control constantly changing status, so click add. I'll have to Google this as well. Source control constantly changing status Xcode. Annoying source control shadow changes. I'm not sure if anyone is having this, but when making changes, has the blue box on the left-hand side, which is fine. Before, this was just showing what had changed. Now, though, it's added this discard change and gives you a kind of before and after within your code. Really, really annoying. Difficult to make changes. I added a screenshot. Code doesn't appear to do anything till you commit. Turning off source control completely doesn't get rid of it. Does anyone have any solutions for just turning this silly feature off completely? I've always used git find. Don't need to see the old change, just want I'm actually updating the code to be. So this guy is complaining about this blue line appearing on the left side. Your code review is on. The issue disappears if you turn it off. Okay. Nice. Good to know. Let's see, yes. Running Xcode and working with a Git repo, source control turned on, as well as the options refresh local status, refresh server status, and add remove files. Every 10 seconds or so, Xcode shows every file status as changing to unknown. After a bit, they mostly all refresh and show the correct status. Why is this happening? How can it stop? 10 years ago, well, found the cause and thus the solution. My Git repo was checked out on my local machine inside of another Git repo by accident. Doing this caused massive confusion to Xcode apparently. Doing a fresh checkout in a different folder fixed the problem. I'm gonna upvote this because it's a good question. Let me sign in here. Okay, I'm gonna upvote this because it's a good question. I'm gonna say vote up. And that's the solution. Vote once. My Git repo was checked out on my local machine inside of another Git repo by accident. Doing this caused massive confusion to Xcode. Apparently, doing a fresh checkout in a different folder fixed the problem. So, fresh checkout in a different folder fixed the problem. Fresh checkout. So I'm gonna basically I'm not sure what he means by what does doing a fresh checkout mean. So maybe I need more context in this. Fresh checkout fixed the problem. Git repo was checked out on my local machine. What does doing a fresh checkout of the Git repo mean? Git terminology, checking out means switching between different branches or commits. However, in the context of this guide, how to clone a repo from GitHub, which is often referred to as checking out a repository. So 12 years ago, what are checkouts in Git? Now, once you do checkout to a branch, the head points to that branch, but what does it really mean? It doesn't mean I can then work on that branch. If yes, then without checking out a branch, am I not able to work on it? Also, what does remote checkout mean? How is it useful? As you noted, head is a label noting where you are in the commit tree. It moves with you when you move from one commit to another. Git checkout commit is the basic mechanism for moving around the commit tree and moving your focus head to the specified commit. Commit can be specified by any number of ways. Commit hash, branch name, tag name, relative syntax, so on. Useful to consider checkout to be changing branches. There are some options that work from that perspective, but they all reference commits. Checkout a commit has some side effects other than moving head around. The working directory is updated to the state of checked out commit. If a branch name is specified, checkout means branch active. After branch will move along with any new commits that are added. With the B option, a new branch will be created based on the current commit and then made active. Within the track option, the checked out branch can be made aware of a remote branch. With the orphan option, a new branch is created, but it will not be based on any existing commit. There are a few more options which we can read about. Okay, so I'll try to create a new branch called dev. So I'm on dev, and I'll do an add to source control and see maybe that might fix the problem. Let's check the time. So I think that's gonna wrap up my tutorial for today, and I'm gonna pick it up later. Alright, thanks.